Hello, welcome to my Diablo 2 Resurrected Melee Necro build guide. This is a very troll meme build that I do not recommend for farming or, it's just for fun. I had a blast leveling through all the game as a Melee Necromancer. So now I want to talk why a Melee Necromancer is good, and that's because it has Corpse Explosion and amplify damage. So this is a melee build mixed with some magic, so it's like some sort of battle mage. The reason I think it's really good is because you don't have to spend time summoning all your skeletons when you start a new game, so you don't have that downtime of maybe a couple of minutes killing monsters and summoning all the skeletons and the revives. So this is a build that you can go and kill whatever you want because it's really strong, and also for a melee build this has a lot of area damage thanks to Corpse Explosion, and also quite a bit of survivability because of bone armor. Now it gives me, if I use the CTA, you see I can absorb 900 damage, so that's quite a lot. So now I'm going to show you the skills. It's 1 point on Golem, Clay Golem, Golem Mastery, Summon Res, and Blood Golem. This is because the Golem can be really tanky and also slows enemies quite a lot, especially good for bosses. Then on Poncerin and Bone, I max Corpse Explosion. I do not leave it as a 1 point wonder because I want the radius to be as big as possible. Then I max Bone Wall and Bone Prison first because they give more bonus armor to the bone armor. Then I max bone armor last. Then curses just put 1 point in each, so you can get the Creepify. Life Tap can be a lifesaver if you are in a complicated situation. Just Life Tap and you instantly go back to full health. And Amplify Damage is the main curse you will be using. I only use the Creepify against ranged and bosses. So the gear that I'm using is Grief. I think this is the most overpowered weapon in the game. If you don't have Grief, remember this is a build that's aimed for just fun, and it requires you to have some items. It's not a starter build or a farming build, something like that. It's just if you have spare items, you just build this and have fun. So Grief is the best weapon, hands down. There's no contest here. In the leveling process you can use other weapons. I like using weapons with Lifesteal and Crushing Blow, fast attack speed. Any weapon that has that is good. Then the helm is Guillaume Face because of the recovery, the Crushing Blow, the strike, strength. Excellent helmet from melee builds. You can maybe run a Kira's Guardian if you are using another setup, but because you are using Chains of Honor, you have the resistances covered. This excellent armor as well, +2 to all skills. You need that because the skills are good for your curses and your Corpse Explosion. You can use maybe a Fortitude, but you are losing the skills. Also has damage to demons, strength, resistances, all around a very nice armor. Then Hylod Wrath, +1 to all skills, again, good for the Corpse Explosion, the Golem, attack speed and deadly strike. Then I'm using Homunculus, again, plus skills, faster block rate, very useful, all resistances, mana. You can maybe use a Storm Shield if you want the damage reduction, but I can use this pretty well. Then Vulcathos, skills, life. Then a Ravenfrost, the cannot be frozen is really important, also gives you a lot of dex for the max block. Then Lane of Hands, attack speed, 350 damage to demons, really good for bosses. Then String of Ears, life stolen, damage reduced, And Go Rider, faster than walk, crushing blow, dead strike. Again, excellent, paired with crushing blow for the Guillaume, and you have a lot of crushing blow. Then of course I have Fire Torch, Annihilus. I like running some recovery charms, and then summoning skills, poison and bone skills. For the golem and for the corpse explosion you can remove this or maybe add more poison and bone for the radius guide, and just, you know, some small chunks of life. So that's the, and yeah, as any build obviously you want the Call of Arms with Spirit for the war cries, the shouts. And yeah, the basic gameplay is you just go and whack whatever the hell is in front of you. Yeah. Very, very high damage and area damage. Because the corpse explosion is a mix between fire and physical damage, using amplified damage essentially doubles the damage from the corpse explosion. So you want to use this curse all the time. And you see, it just destroys everything because Grief is so incredibly broken, and also the corpse explosion is, I think, one of the most overpowered skills in the game because it scales with the max health of monsters, just absolutely disgusting. Also, you see, it has very high survivability. I'm barely taking any damage, and any damage I take I can leech it back. Remember to keep your shots up at all times because of the skills and the health they give you. And once you kill a monster, you can just start exploding. Yeah, just like that. No problem at all. Really, really easy. Just kill one, and everything starts to die. A chain reaction of corpse explosion just clears the whole screen. The only monsters that can give you trouble is if they are immune to fire and stone skin. They have very high resistance for your physical and fire damage of your explosion, but they are not that common, so you can just clear any content in the game. Yeah, no problem at all. You see, I can steal a lot of life, just explode everything. Because it has such a large radius, I can just kill monsters that are far away from me, like these Oblivion Knights. You see how they die? I wasn't even close. And yeah, it's absolutely disgusting. Very high survivability, very high damage, area damage. It's, I think, one of the most underrated builds in the game. Also, I forgot, the Mercenary that I'm using is an offensive Nightmare Act 2 Mercenary because it has the Might aura. You see here, it has a Giant Skull for the strength, Fortitude, has a lot of damage, and an Insight. I use this because of the Meditation aura. You are spending a lot of mana all the time using the corpse explosion, so you really need that mana revision. And yeah, it's quite amazing. No other melee build in the game has the area damage that this Necro can do, and it has the curse that essentially doubles your damage. It's tanky, you can block, you can absorb damage, you can leech back any damage you take. Remember to keep the battle orders up. Yeah, I'm just deleting everything. As soon as they spawn, I can just explode, pitching back all the health, explode, and that's it. Well, that's that's one of the most fun builds I ever made. It has a lot of flexibility. This is only level 77, so you can maybe up to level 90 is 30 more points you can put in the skill tree. Maybe you don't like Maxim Bone Armor because it has a very poor scaling, so you can put maybe some points into Revive so they can tank for you, maybe some points on Raise a Skeleton, I don't know, just this leaves room for a lot of experimentation. I think it's a very flexible build, and yeah, it's quite fun. Exploding everything, exploding corpses. If you like exploding corpses, this is your build. You know, absolutely disgusting. So yeah, I hope you like it and that you try it and have fun as much as I do. And if you have any other ideas or you maybe disagree with some things in this build, maybe some other gear, feel free to leave it in the comments, and yeah, good luck.